We're back in Pillars of Eternity. We are in the first fires. We're standing just outside the Duke's Palace. It is Saturday as I'm recording now, and I'm hoping to get through a bunch of this game this weekend. So I'm going to be recording a bunch of episodes. I hope. So we are here because we were told that there is some threat to our ownership of our house. Where is that? A call to court? Is that it? Yes. A messenger from the Ducal Palace in Defiance Bay arrived at Caed Nua, and they said that my ownership of Caed Nua is in doubt. I must meet with Chancellor Warren at the Ducal Palace in the first fires to discuss the matter. And that is why I've come here. And there's some sort of riot going on outside here. It takes a smooth tongue to solve problems, doesn't it? I didn't want to come here, but my village wasn't safe anymore. We defended Defiance Bay back in Duke Hadrit's day. Okay, well, these guys were complaining about something, but now they're not complaining anymore, so let's go inside the Duke's Palace. I believe Eder also wanted us to come to the Duke's Palace to look at some records. Oh. Sidley is standing here. Welcome to the Ducal Palace.
Well met, friend.
The young woman wears a simple but well-tailored uniform. She watches the comings and goings around her with a quiet attention. Any news to share, or are you just here to see the Ducal Palace? Well, let's start by asking you, what is the Ducal Palace? It's the seat of government here in Defiance Bay. This is where I have just realized that my mixer is not on, and therefore I am not recording a microphone. I need to pause for a moment. Okay, let's try this again. Sidley says, it's the seat of government here in Defiance Bay. This is where Duke Admeth Hadret declared freedom from Adrian rule some 150 years ago. She lowers her voice and grins. It's also a hotbed of regional politics. Trust me, the gossip here beats what you'll find in any tavern or brothel in the city. Ah, Deerwood politics, Kana says. It changes too quickly to be worth keeping up with. Better to strike up conversation in the taverns than try to loiter inconspicuously in the palace corridors. Looking for news? Who are you? I'm a page here at the palace. I deliver messages and run errands for the Duke and his advisors. The pay's not great, but I can't think of a better introduction to politics. So, what goes on here? She laughs. Well, where to even start? We've got meetings, public hearings, and ceremonies, and that's just the stuff that happens out in the open. She leans a little closer. This is where the Duke and his key advisors work, so there's always someone bartering for a favor. Unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to talk about that side of things. But if you want the official version, she clears her throat and gestures counterclockwise around the palace. We have a shrine devoted to Magran, official records, and chambers for public hearings and council meetings. Well, how about tell me about the Shrine of Magran to start with? Well, it's a symbol of Magran's protection of Defiance Bay. She's represented the revolutionary spirit of the Deerwood ever since independence, and her involvement in creating the Godhammer bomb only affirmed her importance to us all. She scratches her neck. That's also where the first of the sacred fires burn, but Firga, the tranquil ardent, has had trouble keeping them lit. Tell me what kind of records are stored here. Mostly dull official stuff. Census counts, tax records, militia registers. Now, I keep my distance. I got curious one day and got drafted into reshelving half of the records. Worst day of my life. Is there a hearing going on right now? Sure is. Duke Avar's been meeting with some of the city leaders for weeks now, trying to figure out how to address the legacy. The whole business is terribly secret, though. I tried to sit in the gallery during my lunch break one day and got turned away. But a lot of the talk concerns animancy. There's a good reason they're keeping the meetings behind closed doors. The legacy? Widwen's legacy. That's what a lot of people call the rash of Hollowborn. The theory goes that it's punishment for meddling in animancy. Why is animancy so controversial, anyway? She laughs. Where to even begin? Traditionalists think it's a crime against the gods. There's no question that poking around in souls is risky, but the more progressive elements believe it's our only shot at restoring healthy births. And it doesn't help matters that animancy research often involves old Engwithan relics that were illegally looted from ruins in Ir Glanfath. She makes a quick twitching motion with her index and middle fingers. What does that mean? A quick twitching motion with her index and middle fingers. Okay. I'm doing that. I'm not sure what that is denoting. I don't know what that denotes. Anyway, what are Hollowborn? I know what they are, but I'm asking you. I'm giving you a test. She raises an eyebrow. You really are fresh from the road. Hollowborn are children born without souls. They often don't live for very long, and those that do have generally received some kind of treatment from the animancers. So, what do you think about animancy? Me? I think the real danger of animancy is confusing a real scholar with an expensive fake. We get a new case here every day. Some poor couple in the Gift or Copper Lane who spent every copper they had on a miracle cure for their unborn child. It never works. She shakes her head. Breaks your heart, but there's usually nothing we can do for them. I see. Anyway, the legacy is what the politicians have all been whispering about lately. I'd like to ask you about something else. Tell me about the current Duke. That would be Ivar Wolfgren. Don't let the title fool you, though. Our dukes have been elected since independence. Some find Duke Ivar rather coarse. He's a frontier noble. Personally, I think a rough and tumble type is just what Defiance Bay needs. Okay, well, thanks for your help, Sidley. Goodbye. Not sure that you actually did help me in any way, but it's almost like the game expected that I would somehow come here first, before Gilded Vale. Explaining to me all the stuff about Hollowborns and such. I mean, I feel like by the time I get to the Ducal Palace that I would know a lot about animancy and the Hollowborns and all that stuff. It's Firga. Are these the records? Most bright Magran, transform us with your flame. Oh, this is the temple.
Hello.
The woman's head is bowed as her lips move in prayer. Just as you approach, you catch her glimpsing at the statue near her. She notices you and forces a smile. Praise be to Magran, and welcome to her temple. How may I be of service? You seem... Wait, this is a temple? I thought this was a palace. It's both, really. It's the place from which Duke Avar governs, but it's also a place of honor and worship for Magran, the goddess who led us to independence and who has always watched over our city. Her smile falters. You seem upset. What's wrong? Her shoulders slump. This is about the fires, isn't it? She puts a hand on your shoulder. They're just symbols. You can't put your faith in them. The fires? She sighs. The sacred pyres are all around town. You must have seen the statues of the goddess around the city, holding up empty braziers. I've kept them burning steadily for 15 years. but I haven't been able to conjure them for months now, and people need to see them more than ever these days. Okay, what does that mean? It's my devotions and prayers that keep them lit, but lately when I try to pray, all I can think about are the Hollowborn all over the city. The grieving families, the refugees. She shakes her head. How could Magran allow us to suffer like this? What strength do we gain from a soulless child? Durance grunts with disdain. What strength do we gain from adversity, from trial and test? The fires don't wither because she lacks in faith. They wither because she does not understand how to be faithful to a whore. A whore wants neither praise nor devotion. A whore wants to be compensated for her services. And Magran is paid and pleasured in sweat and struggle and pain. This mewling imbecile is unworthy of Magran's womanly heat. Jesus, Durance. Jesus. Calm yourself, Durance. So, you're saying this has shaken your faith? Firga nods, running her hands through her hair. But I believe Magran may be speaking to me again. She frowns and casts a quick glance in your direction. Lately I've been seeing visions, a place in the wilderness with pools filled with sunbursts of color, strange falls that seem to rise to the heavens even while they splash into the earth. She raises her hands as if framing an image in her vision. And behind the falls is a cave, filled with fire and heat and danger, and some token of my goddess. I know there's something there, but where it is or how I'd get there... She shakes her head. I've been meaning to ask around at the expedition hall to see if anyone recognizes the description. To be honest, though, I don't know what I'd do even if I found the place. Worthless, like so many of Magran's flock, afraid of her god's tests. If Magran speaks to her, it is to hasten an end to a hypocrite's life, and this vision is surely a death trap for the weak. Oh my God, Durance, you're such a downer, all the time. Okay, Miss Firga, I'd like to know more about the temple here. Just ignore Durance, he's crazy. Well, Magran is the most revered goddess among us dear Woodens, so it's no surprise that her temple is part of the Ducal Palace. Her fires symbolize trials, revolutions, and the blazing of new paths, all of which are important to us. She gestures to the statue. This is the first of the sacred pyres. When this is lit, so are the rest around the city. What's the significance of the sacred pyres? They symbolize Magran's power and guidance, and right now the people of Defiance Bay need to be assured of her presence. She crosses her arms, staring at the statue. Our neighbors in the Valian Republic see us as superstitious, but we're just sensitive to the signs and warnings of the gods. Okay, well, thank you for the lessons. Goodbye. We have a new quest, Cinders of Faith. Firga, the tranquil ardent of Magran, has had her faith shaken by the Hollowborn crisis in Defiance Bay. As a result, she's been unable to keep the city's sacred fires lit. They're a symbol of triumph and protection, and they're more important now than ever. But she's had a vision of a cave at a place with multicolored pools and a rising waterfall. She believes that something there would restore her faith. Durance says it's a death trap, though. Man, Durance, I feel like you should stay quiet when I'm talking to people around the Ducal Palace. You're making people uncomfortable with your weird talk. Let's see what's over to the left here. I'm looking for the Hall of Records. That looks like a guard place. Only people with official invitations are allowed to observe the animancy hearings. Oh, okay. Thank you, never mind. I'm looking for the Hall of Records or something. I'm looking for records for Eder. Either that or I'm looking for the dude that's trying to take away my castle. Oh, this looks like a hearing chamber of some sort. Hello? Chancellor Warren, I'm here to see you. Thank you for coming, Jem. It's been trying to track you down for some time. I've been trying to track you down for some time. It's been a trying task also to track you down. This is Marshal Forwin, Earl Batamar's military advisor. We will serve as a witness for this proceeding. He gestures at the man next to him. Well met, Road Warren. Your reputation precedes you. I admit you've created a bit of a stir throughout the nobility with your reclamation of Caed Nua. Most are still not sure what to think of you. All right, what's this about? The legitimacy of your claim to Caed Nua is in question. Earl Batamar has issued a ruling on the matter. Caed Nua was abandoned for over a century, and I've claimed the land through strength of arms. My claim is legitimate. Well, if there were no other claimant, you would be correct. Unfortunately, this is not the case. All will be made clear once Lord Gathbin arrives. Do you have any questions for me while we wait? What do you know about Gathbin? Well, I've met him but once. It was ample time to determine the character of Lord Gathbin, or lack thereof. He is descended from an old Adiran line that predates the War of Defiance. His great-grandfather, Ranig Gathbin, was the Earl of Yenwood during the war. That is, until he was stripped of his lands and driven from the Deerwood. What's the Yenwood? When the Deerwood was a mere colony of Adir, it was divided into 9 earldoms. When the Adirans were defeated and ultimately driven out, 2 of the earldoms were absorbed and borders were adjusted. The Yenwood was one such earldom. The Grasp is now the largest of the 7 earldoms after it consumed the pre-war earldom of Yenwood. It encompasses notable settlements such as New Hiomar, Giran's Grasp, Gilded Vale, and of course, Caed Nua. Okay. Tell me about Earl Batamar. Earl Batamar comes from an esteemed line of lords that rose to prominence after the War of Defiance, some 150 years ago. The Deerwood consists of 7 earldoms. The Batamars govern the northern earldom known as the Grasp. As to the current Batamar, he is as fine a man as I know. It is an honor to serve him. Tell me more about the Grasp. Well, the Grasp is now the largest of the 7 earldoms after it consumed the pre-war earldom of Yenwood. I believe I've said this before. Do you know which way Earl Batamar has ruled on this matter? I'm sorry, my lord, I do not. The Earl's decree is sealed. What was that you said about a road warden? The one who rules Caed Nua on behalf of the Earl of Yenwood is traditionally known as the Road Warden. Your position might not be entirely official yet, but the title is an appropriate form of address. The Marshal nods and smiles. In fact, that blade you carry was forged by the very first Road Warden. He gestures at the sword at your side. I've heard that the Whispers of Yenwood is only ever found by those meant to rule Caed Nua. Oh, that sword is actually carried by Mr. Eder here. I'm not carrying it. Well, I guess I don't have any more questions. Your timing is impeccable. Here comes Lord Gathbin now. An opulently dressed man strides toward the Chancellor, his sandy hair trailing him like a banner caught in a light breeze. Boot heels echoing throughout the hall. An elven woman with cropped hair dressed in dark, glinting mail shadows his steps before taking position alongside him. She watches you unabashedly, taking your measure. Let's move past this formality as quickly as possible. I've other matters to attend to. It's well known that Caed Nua belongs to me, by right. And where is this pretender, he who murdered Lord Kolsk, my own cousin, and now steals my land? Where is this low-born wretch? Warren clears his throat and glances at you. This man here, this is the Lord of Caed Nua. I thought he was just another servant, perhaps a valet or a porter. This is pretty funny. Everyone who owns their own keep, raise a hand. Go on, don't be shy. I will raise my hand. Imbecile! I hope you've enjoyed your time squatting on my land. Provoke me further, and I'll hang you from the highest wall of Caed Nua when our business is finished. Chancellor, read the Earl's decree. Chancellor Warren breaks the seal on the scroll and unfurls it. Regarding the matter of the Gathbin claim on Caed Nua, Earl Batamar finds that the Gathbin claim was never relinquished. By law, Caed Nua is the rightful property of the Gathbin family. I knew it. Gathbin smirks at you triumphantly. I'm not finished yet reading, my lord. Gathbin rolls his eyes and motions for the Chancellor to continue. However, the Earl recognizes Drem's part in reclaiming Caed Nua, a site that has stood abandoned and even, some would say, cursed for over a century. Before Caed Nua is returned to the Gathbin family, the Earl has decreed that Lord Gathbin will provide compensation in the form of... Absolutely not. Gathbin folds his arms, a defiant scowl on his face. My lord? Warren raises his eyebrows. The amount is quite reasonable and a requirement for your land to be returned to you. If you'll just allow me to finish... I'll not pay a single copper to this miscreant for my ancestral land. Do you think I'm blind to the Earl's motives, lackey? He thinks he can send a message with this insult. I have a message you can send that son of a whore. Gathbin raises an open hand as the Chancellor shrinks from him, arms raised in defense. Enough! How dare you give me an order? Gathbin whirls to face you. My lord, I suggest you calm yourself. Oh, that's the Marshal. My lord, I suggest you calm yourself. Immediately. The Marshal's tone is calm, but his hand rests on the hilt of his sword. The elven woman deftly draws a pistol from her thick leather belt. Her eyes widen in anticipation. Oh, this is going south very quick. This is escalating very quickly. Chancellor Warren yells out. My lords, please, there's no need for violence. Lord Gathbin holds your gaze for several heartbeats, his eyes burning with hatred. I'll be coming for what's mine. Count on it. Come, Captain Emery, we're leaving. He sneers defiantly before storming down the hall. The captain lowers her pistol and gives a smirking shrug before following her employer. Well, villainous treachery. Well, I can't say that Gathbin's reaction was entirely unexpected. Through no fault of your own, I'm afraid you've made a powerful enemy. Well, he did seem a little upset, didn't he? I've heard he's always been vicious, even as a boy, and he can hold a grudge for a very long time. In any case, Caed Nua now officially belongs to you, since Lord Gathbin has rejected the Earl's decree. He hands you a deep blue scepter which looks to have been carved entirely out of sapphire. Here, this belonged to one of the old lords of Caed Nua. By right, it's yours now. Oh geez. Damn, I don't like any of these options. I don't want to send him. I do feel like, I feel like the first option would be the most insulting. Here, take this 1,000 copper pieces, have this sent to Lord Gathbin as a token of friendship. That is a generous offer. I'll make sure it reaches Lord Gathbin. It was a pleasure to finally meet you, my lord. Warren bows. Perhaps we'll speak again under more pleasant circumstances. Farewell, Drum. The marshal nods at you and leaves. Yay! Lord Gathbin rejected the Earl of Yenwood's decree, and Caed Nua remains in my possession. Something tells me that Lord Gathbin isn't done with me yet. I should remain on my guard. Yeah. Well, I should say so. Alright. What do we do now? Well, the other reason I'm here in the Ducal Palace is to try to find a Hall of Records so that we can help out Mr. Eder. So I feel like, let's go through this door over here. Maybe that's where it is. I have been struck by a bout of hiccups. Oh, we're outside again. Where's the Hall of Records? I thought the Hall of Records was in the records, the archive in the Ducal Palace. This is the Ducal Palace, right? Why are we not? Where's the Hall of Records? Direct me to the Hall of Records, please. Well, maybe it's in here. I skipped this because it looked like an armory. It does not look like a Hall of Records. We can't go there. Is there another place to go through the temple? I don't see a lot of options for where to go here. Wait. No, we can't go that way. That door is locked. Excuse me, Mr. Record Keeper.
Hello.
A taciturn man with graying hair pours over a tome he's just withdrawn from one of the shelves. He glances up at you with baggy eyes. Yes, is there something I can pull for you? Yeah, I'm looking for militia records from the time of the Saints' War for my friend Eder here. Trying to find out what happened to someone. The man clears his throat. We've had a number of inquiries about such information. I'm afraid we've had to bar access to the public. Seems there are still quite a number of folk in Deerwood who bear ill will toward Riadzerins. It would be irresponsible to surrender their names to just anyone. Many came to settle here as refugees. Perhaps if you were more established in Defiance Bay, things would be different, but I have no reason to suspect you to be any different from the others. But I've come a long way. We all have. I just need to find out about my brother. I don't even know what side he fought for. You must understand, we have heard many such stories. I'm afraid there is nothing I can do for you. Okay, farewell. Sorry, Eder, I tried. The records keeper was unwilling to show us records from the Saints' War, citing concerns about vengeful Deerwoodens hunting down Riadserin refugees. He said things might be different were my reputation in the city stronger. Well, guys, we need to build our reputation then. What is our current reputation? But we're faintly good allies. How much more of a reputation do we need? Are you saying we have to wander around the city doing side quests for the rest of our days? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Indeed, I think that is what they're trying to tell me.
Sagani, does your fox bite?
Yes.
Can I pet him anyway?
It's your hand.
I'm gonna pet him.
Oh, man. Well, let's see if we have any quests in our list we can do quickly here. We can travel to a cave. That'll take a long time. Is there anything we can do actually inside? Oh, wait a minute. One of these was, yeah, this Glenfathen named Thristwn, and the shenanigans with the prostitute. Maybe I can do this really quick. Let's go to the Salty Mast in Ondra's gift. To the Salty Mast, everyone! Where is that exactly? Heritage Hill. Oh, it's down this way. I don't think we've been to Ondra's gift yet, so this will be a new place to explore. To the new place. It will take us 15 minutes to walk to the other side of the street. Well, alright, Mr. Guardman, tell me about this place. Keep your guard up and your weapon ready while you're in the gift. Oh, okay. That's not what I wanted to hear. Where's the Salty Mast? Abandoned house, Ada's house, abandoned house, ramshackle house, Valiant Trading Company. The Salty Mast. A call for interested patrons. Call for interested patrons. The Admeth's Den Expedition Hall pledges competent, proven men and women towards the profitable venture of something. Interested parties are asked to seek out women within the Expedition Hall. Extra, read all about it. Yeah, I haven't looked at the Expedition Hall yet either. I feel like there would be a bunch of random side quests there available. Sailors. Bunch of sailors in this part of town. Grab his purse and go! Hey! You hooligans! Come back here, you hooligans! Oh, that guy's dead. This man's fancy clothes are ripped and blood flows from a fresh cut above his eye. He tries to push himself up, but his arm is shaking. He winces painfully. Here, let me help you up. Thank you, he gasps as he rises. Oh, my head. What happened? He carefully dabs at his bloody nose with a silk handkerchief. I was just on my way to the club. He slowly stretches out one leg, grimacing at his scraped knee. It's a rough part of town, but the rabble's never been violent. Even a night with a collie isn't worth this. He limps away. Oh. Well, I was hoping by helping a nobleman it would help my reputation in town. Apparently he doesn't care. Okay, well, it's a rough part of town, apparently.
Nothing like this in Gilded Vale. Just Wallaroon of the milkmaid. She knew what she was doing.
Overfried cod, watered ale, and prostitution. A bastion of Deerwood and culture.
I hope you aren't expecting to find the leaden key in here.
Visit new lands, see the sights. I do love travel.
Now to find a home for my other staff.
Oh my god, Durance. Durance. Oh my god, what a character. I'm looking for a woman here. Brothel patrons. Who am I looking for exactly? I'm looking for Serel. Let's walk around and see if we can find Serel anywhere. There's Ollie. Guards around. Another round, fast. Gefka the dancer. Is there a Serel around here? 10 Louis Kickstarter NPCs. Linus Tulips. I don't see any, I don't see Serel anywhere.
Well met, friend.
The Amao woman watches you suspiciously. One hand is tensed at her side, but as you approach, she relaxes and gives you a friendly, if weary, smile. I don't see many outfitted like you who aren't looking for trouble. You aren't looking for trouble, are you? I'm looking for someone named Serel. She laughs. You must be new in town, dearie. She's only the most sought-after girl in the district. You want to spend time with her, just ask. She's 1,000 for the night, but she's worth every pand. Or so they tell me. Fancy a go with her? She nudges you in the ribs. Best money you can spend in the gift. I'm not sure it's worth 1,000 copper to finish this quest, but okay. Can I take all of my party with me for 1,000? You'll find her quarters upstairs. She lays a large hand on your shoulder. Don't mind the burly fellows at her door. They're just there to make sure everyone has a good time. That sounds very suspicious. Upstairs, huh? Okay. Where's the stairs? I saw stairs over here somewhere. Let's zoom out so we can actually see something. Going upstairs. Ah. Are you Serel? You're Larinthian, a dancing dwarf woman. There's a lot of dancers around here. There's Equali. Oh, that name sounds familiar. There's Aldwin. And the special lounge is for members only. What did she say? Right. You'll have to show proof of membership before I can let you in. I'm looking for Serel. Didn't she say Serel was upstairs somewhere? Talk to Serel at the Salty Mast. Serel has the Anguith and manager. Maid told me that Serel would cost 1,000 pounds for the night. Did I not give her 1,000? Did I not do that? I'm sure I did that. Where is she? Did I miss something? Did I do something wrong? I'm positive.
Gods keep you.
Where? Oh, is it here that I was supposed to go? Is there a Serel in here? Miss Serel? I'm looking for a Serel. Rolled bills and receipts show amounts paid to Maya's staff, as well as her expenses for ale, fish, and new linens. Didn't she tell me to go upstairs? I swear she told me to go upstairs. Am I being an idiot? I feel like I'm being an idiot. Where am I supposed to go? I'm almost positive. Oh wait, is it this one? There's a chef and there's a guard. Okay, that's not the right place. They did take my money, right? Let's check. Let's scroll back here. You'll find her quarters upstairs. Okay. Don't mind the burly fellows at her door. They're just there to make sure everyone has a good time. So they took the copper, and it's upstairs. Okay. Okay. Oh, there she is. She's over here. There's the guards. I'm keeping an eye on you. Hey, Serel.
Welcome.
Powder almost hides the circles under her eyes, and rouge dusts her two prominent cheekbones. Despite it all, Serel is beautiful. She favors you with a smile she must have practiced and perfected. Hello, stranger. Let me make you more comfortable. There's something I need to discuss with you. She runs a smooth finger along your neck and under your chin. Just tell me what you like. It's extra if you want to bring someone else in, though. Your friend Thristwn sent me. He needs that medallion. So do I. Serel raises her chin. I offered him his half of the money, and he refused it. She crosses her arms and paces in a slow circle around you. I'm sure he told you all about his broken clan. Did he also tell you that I got him where he is today? I really am sorry for him, but I'll bet you anything he lives better now than he did in Irglanfath. I've worked a long time for a way out, and I'm not giving it up just because Thristwn's suddenly gotten nostalgic. Okay, Thristwn has no right to ask this of you. I'll tell him to leave you alone. She lets out a weary sigh. Would you? I can certainly make it worth your while. Maybe some other time. So... what am I doing now? So now... Serel believes she has more of a right to the medallion than Thristwn. So basically I just need to go tell this other guy to get lost. Alright, bye. I spent 1,000 coppers. Just for that, huh? That's great. Fantastic. Alright, I'm out of here. Where was that guy? I don't even remember where I met him. It was in some tavern somewhere. At the Brackenbury Inn. That's where he is.
You must have seen some amazing sights on your way north.
Sure. Pirate cities floating in the archipelago. The mountain halls of these northern dwarves. Plenty.
I haven't been further south than the Deerwood myself. Maybe I'll come back after I've convinced the Ranga Nui and see all those things for myself.
I hope you do.
Hey, Kana, she's married now. Don't be hitting on her like that. What am I doing? I'm trying to get to the edge of the map so that I can go to Breckenbury. That would be kind of weird if my party started, you know, socializing with one another. That would be kind of weird. No, I haven't seen this damned Kendall person. What are you two yelling about? Now, hold on a minute. You barely... You should be more careful about who you invite into your bed. Don't be sore just because I kicked you out of it. Be thankful the little scamp didn't make off with your good silver. It's a soap opera, you guys. Okay, where's the inn? I forgot where the inn is. There's the Hadron House. The Charred Barrel, it's way over here. To the Charred Barrel, everyone! Alright, where's this guy? Was it this guy? Thristwn. I've got some bad news for you, Thristwn.
Gods keep you.
Did you do it? Did you get the medallion from Serel? It sounds like she's worked hard and been fair with you. I won't help you cheat her. He clenches his fingers over the edges of his silken sleeves. I don't want to. I'd give her everything else I have. I just want to help my clan. One way or another, you will leave Serel in peace. It's a fight to the death. Down he goes. Well, I'll take all his stuff too. I hope it's more than 1,000 coppers worth. A cloak of many feathers. Cool. Fine robe and some axes and stuff. Never mind the thing here. Never mind all the blood and carnage that I've caused in your inn. I'm sure it's nothing. I got rid of Thristwn. Serel will want to know that he won't interfere anymore. She's waiting at the Salty Mast. I better not have to spend another 1,000 copper to go see her. I don't think I got 1,000 copper worth of stuff from that guy. This doesn't really feel like the kind of thing that's going to improve my reputation with Defiance Bay either. I don't think it's going to help that much.
You're from Gilded Vale? Then you're close to home.
Close can mean a lot of things.
Surely you'll go back when this is all over.
Dunno. Guess that all depends.
Man, everybody's very talkative in this district. It's like some sort of switch was flipped as soon as I walked in here, and everybody starts talking to each other.
How do you do?
Serel looks at you curiously. Back again? Well, Thristwn won't trouble you anymore. Serel looks down. I hope you don't mean what I think you mean. He's dead. He wouldn't let this medallion go. She holds a hand to her mouth. I never... I just wanted out of here. She puts the medallion out of her bodice and looks at it. He used to say that a curse followed these relics when they were rumored removed from their ruins. Do you think he was right? Cursed or not, you've got to move forward. She nods slowly, her eyes unfocused. I suppose you're right. She pulls a moonstone ring off of her finger. Please, take this. It's always given me an edge with people around here, but I'm done with that part of my life. All right, bye. I hope it's worth more than 1,000 copper. Well, did we get any reputation out of that? We got some experience points, but I don't think it didn't give us any reputation boosts. Well, that was a waste of time.
I'll grant you that animancy has had its failures, Balreach among them. But does that warrant attacks on innocent practitioners? Superstitious kith have spilled their share of blood.
That's no comparison. Animancers have the advantage of education, and with that comes authority and responsibility.
I have to say, it's wonderful to have someone to debate with. You'd think they'd be more welcoming of it at the Law College.
Or we could enjoy a glass of wine and a comfortable silence.
Yeah, it's like every time I come out of here, they have something to say. Well, let's check our reputation. Yeah, that didn't help us at all. Alright, well, I'm going to stop now. I guess next time we'll... I think next time I'm just going to go back to the main story. See you later.